And welcome to this class. I will try and be as succinct as possible. Let's get into this. Adverbs can be really complex. They can get complex, but we'll try to keep it simple at this point. In section 7.5, page 107, you will find further details about the form of adjectives, okay? Adverbs. Adverbs can have a simple form or a very plain form, let's say, which is short forms. Well, to rather quiet here and soon are some examples. Compound adverbs, okay, they were formed by compounding process. You can notice that two words forming these adverbs anyway, nowhere, somewhere, thereafter. Then we can also get adverbs by means of a derivational process by adding the ly ending, the ically ending romantically, or wise and were, which are pretty common endings for adverbs, which indicate direction, okay, movement towards. And then we have some fixed phrases, which are these short verbal forms which came to be used as adverbs. And the meaning of these units as a whole is not related to the individual meaning of the words that made them up, okay? Then relating to the semantics, the meanings of adverbs, section 7.11, page 122, you will find further details, okay? You will see that adverbs cover a very broad semantic category. They can have many different meanings. They are very varied as well. Now, the most common ones, and that probably you're familiar with, are place and time. They describe, they show positions, in relation to space or to time, location, uh, duration, uh, space, extension in space. All right. Some examples are there, backward, far, now, always, ready. Um, Time relationship would have to do with already or yet, for example, which indicates some kind of expectation. Then manner adverbs, they express information on how you do something. Okay, so they describe how an action is performed, how a verb is carried out, happily, quickly, automatically. And finally, degree in this section. Degree adverbs describe the extent up to which something is valid, something is true. Okay, so slightly, thoroughly, extremely. Then we'll see them in some other examples. Additive and restrictive adverbs, they add or they restrict your reference whenever you're talking, for example, in a list, or you are adding members to something else, to and also. This will be restrictive, especially and only because you are restricting the reference, meaning that you like something, especially something else. Okay. Stands have adverbs have to do with your assessment, your evaluation of what you say. Okay, so it has to do with where you stand in relation to the proposition being uttered, being expressed. Probably, apparently, typically, evidently, they show your stance. Okay, the probability of something is defined by your evaluation of it. Then linking adverbs. Well, they are highly grammatical and they have to do with meanings that are related to the cohesion of the text. So we can, for example, list something with these adverbs, or we can show relationship between a cause and consequence with something which was said previously. Okay. And all of these adverbs are usually found in certain places in the clause, all right? You won't find the theory for this in the booklet, but um, with the information that you can find in these charts should be enough. Place adverbs, I usually find that in final position, right? Of course, you can front them, write them in initial position for literary purposes, not to sound monotonous or dull. So you place them in initial position, and uh, it immediately conveys a more literary uh, aesthetic. Beneath, there's a magic realm. Then, time adverbs, well, you can find them anywhere, to be honest. They can be in final position or at the very beginning. Uh, and frequency adverbs are sort of special case because they are in the middle of the clause, but frequency adverbs are used right before a lexical verb or right after verb be. Okay, so she always eats is the correct. You're not going to say she eats always. They are usually is the correct one. You're not going to say they usually are. Okay, um, have to make rules. Sorry. Then the positional binary adverbs, as they express meanings related to how something is carried out, they are going to be next to the verb they describe. Okay, so recovered how, recovered quickly. Ended how, ended terribly. All right, and they answer the question how. You probably should have mentioned this before, but sometimes you can find out if the word in question is an adverb by asking some kind of question. All right, so manner answers question how, place, where, time, when, degree, up to what extent, how much. All right. Degree adverbs, well, they go right before the adjective they describe because they usually describe adjectives, pre-modify adjectives, sorry. They might also pre-modify adverbs, but the examples that we have here are with adjectives. So cautious is an adjective, extremely cautious. Kind is an adjective, so kind. So they are in mid position because they go right before the adjective they describe, and adjectives can either be before nouns or after verbs like be. Okay. Then stance adverbs, they usually go in initial position. Actually, typically, some of them take mid position. Uh, and mid position in it has to do with sorry, it's in between the auxiliary and the main verb. I can probably manage it. Okay, so they are right at the very middle. And linking adverbs, they usually go in initial position because either they are used for listing, so yeah, they are the beginning of the list, or because they join clauses, so they are in initial position in between one clause and the other one that starts. Okay, showing some kind of relation. No, adverbs also have comparative and superlative degrees. You have regular forms, the rule is the same. Though the occurrence of comparative and superlative degrees with adverbs is not as common as it is with adjectives. So you might not find adverbs in the comparative and superlative as much as you would find adjectives. So the regular forms at ER or EST, irregular forms, well, I would advise you just to take a look at these ones. They are, I don't think there are any other. Further and furthest, pay attention to the spelling. It might be with a U or with an A. And then you have the phrasal comparison and a superlative degree, which is formed with more and most, and is used for all the other adverbs. Okay, more slowly, most slowly. You might find slower and slowest used as an adverb as well. Now, try to have a go at this exercise. You might want to pause the video. What you have to do is place the adverbs in the correct position. Okay. Now, if your answers were these ones, you were right. And I have a couple more activities for you. If you would like to share them then via email or in the forum, you are free to do so. Then, This has to do with the order of adjectives. See if you can order the adjectives before the nouns following the mnemonic technique that we dealt with last class. If these were your answers, you were right. And finally, in this activity, you are supposed to choose either the adjective or the adverb. There's a tricky one, so pause the video, try to choose the one that you think is correct. And if these were your answers, you were right. Number 7 was a tricky one, pretty or prettily, because if we say the room was pretty decorated, we are saying that it was decorated like up to a great extent. It was very decorated. If was a prettily decorated, it was decorated nicely, okay, in a beautiful way, okay. Well, if you have happen to have any question, just feel free to contact me. Bye bye.